I want to show you an overview of different fittings, tips, accessories you might find on Waterfed poles. They're all a little different, but they all do the same thing, essentially. Real quick, I want to talk about the difference between pole tips. In my left hand here, I have what's considered an Acme threaded pole tip. Larger threads, kind of like what you'd see on like a broom handle or any tool in the hardware store. Larger threads, Acme threads, not Waterfed pole threads. On the right here, these more tight-knit threads, these are what we call Euro threads. This is what comes standard on all Waterfed poles, or Euro threads. Not larger Acme threads, but Euro threads. So Euro threads will accept standard angle adapter. This is kind of just been the standard angle adapter for the industry for many, many years. Euro threaded on the inside, Euro threaded on the male end as well. This is the Rhino Apex from Reach It. A little bit different. It doesn't thread onto a pole tip like your standard European angle adapter here. This goes into the number 1 section on a Reach It Pro or a Reach It Mini. It still has the Euro threads on the male end to accept different brushes, not just Reach It brushes, but any brush out there. It's adjustable. There's a quick release right there, unless you change the angle. On this one, it's a twist. Same thing. You get the same range of motion. So both different, but they will achieve the same thing. Next, hose fittings. Hose fittings. Standard Waterfed pole tubing or hose has an inner diameter of 3/16 inch and an outer diameter of 5/16. These two fittings, you may get a Waterfed pole with either one of them. They are the same thing, essentially. This just has a barb that goes into the hose. This has a compression fitting, which goes over the hose. You'll notice the male end on here is exactly the same and will fit into your standard garden hose quick connect. One common thing I hear is these leak, and they only leak if they're not seated properly. What I recommend when you get these is sometimes even putting a little grease in there, a little plumber's grease on the inside of the quick connect. That gives you an easy click in and then a watertight seal. That's how these work. They are different, but they will give you the same exact achievement. Next, water control. These are the 3 main water control accessories you'll find on the market today. This is your standard compression fitting with a shutoff valve in the center. I call them an inline shutoff valve because it goes in line of your hose. You just have to cut your tubing wherever you want this, insert the tubing in, and then simple twist on, off. Straight through is on, turn it to the side, it's off. The next is the Unger high flow on-off valve. This is basically a trigger valve. This will fit onto your Unger pole or any other Waterfed pole. It comes with other accessories to fit on anything. The tubing has to run on the outside of the pole, and it's fed right through here where the trigger is. And then what you do with this is just simply pinch the tubing to stop the flow of water. It'll hold it in place till you're ready to work again, and just release. Water flows, go right back to work. And the third is the Univalve by Exceed. These are the same guys that used to make the Aqua adapter, which kind of took the Waterfed pole industry kind of by storm a few years back with a few versions of the Aqua adapter, which was, again, sort of an inline shutoff valve. The old Aqua adapter attached to the top of your Waterfed pole. This little guy here goes in your number 1 section. There's some in-depth videos on how to install this guy, how it works, but basically in your number 1 section, you clamp your hose here and here, and by tugging the hose, you can stop and start the flow of water. So these are all different water control valves or mechanisms that do the same thing in the long run. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned.